I am. I hope you are as well.
I certainly am. We've been very fortunate and blessed.
Well, thank you for taking a couple minutes with me. I just have a few questions.
Okay.
When your playing days were over, what were the biggest reasons you decided to get into coaching?
Well, I think for me, it's always been a love of the locker room, the camaraderie, the being around the guys, just like it, the smell, the togetherness, the brotherhood, the struggle, the ups, the downs, the ability to, no matter what went on, we're still together. And, probably some people go to parties, some people go to bars, some people go to all kinds of places to find friends and hang out. For me, a lot of the guys I grew up with, we always went to the gym. And so I think first and foremost, it was that. Obviously, everybody enjoys competition. So if you can no longer play, sometimes people assume the next logical step would be coaching. And I think it is very competitive. There's recruiting, there are the games, there is a level of working out, and all those types of things. I think there's a whole lot more goes into it now. After having been in this over 20 years, there's a lot of people that are competitive, that can recruit, that can coach, but there's so much more that goes into leading a team and creating mindset and culture, and obviously doing that for an extended period of time. So, but ultimately, I think in the beginning it was, I don't know what I'm going to do without the game. I enjoyed the game.
Yeah. Are there any influences from your playing days, be it a coach, a style of play, something you remember from an opponent that has now creeped into your coaching style?
I don't know. I don't necessarily know so much about opponents, but I think my coaches have all had a huge influence on me. My parents are still alive. They're the two best coaches that I've ever had when it comes to, setting an example, modeling behavior for working hard, respect, be a leader, try to do the right thing even when it's not popular. Then you obviously get around my high school coach who's won a state championship at a Class A school in a state where everybody competes for the same championship. It's, thinking we're just as good as the next guy. Not being afraid to compete, respect everyone, but fear nobody. That has certainly been the case throughout my coaching career wherever we've gone as an assistant coach or a head coach. Normally when you take over situations, it's not something that's established. So you've got to have a trust and belief in yourself, confidence that, through a lot of hard work, through a lot of learning and growth, you can get better. I think when you look at Eddie Sutton, who was the college coach who brought me to college basketball as a player and as a coach, just an unbelievable guy from a X and O standpoint, which is why he's going to be going to the Hall of Fame.
Finally, yes.
And I think a lot of guys have been successful at one spot, and what a tremendous blessing that must be to spend a career at a place. It's just the relationships you're able to establish, the continuity. There's so much power in that. But a guy like Coach Sutton has gone and done it at a number of different places. So in his career, he's had a lot of really good players. He's had a lot of really good coaches. He's really the only constant, in
Yep.
that situation. So regardless of where he went, he was able to be successful. Coach Pitino, obviously for me, has had a huge impact on my playing career,
Yep.
which has also spilled over into my coaching career. Because before him, I had played very little in college. He gave me a college career. He looked at me with some value. He spent an enormous amount of time with me on my game, as well as my teammates, to help us improve and get better.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, too, because of probation, we had tremendous opportunities
Right.
So I think anytime somebody finds value to you, they work with you, and you get opportunity, there's a chance for something to happen, you know. If somebody does not believe in you, they don't work with you, you don't get an opportunity. It probably doesn't really matter who you are or where you're at. So really getting an opportunity is important. And then there's been several other guys, you know, Tubby Smith, Ralph Willard, Bernadette Montmatics, just a lot of really unbelievable coaches that I had. But I would say Billy Donovan, you know, has really had the opportunity to shape, mold, influence me, probably more so on a daily basis than anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
He taught me the recruiting game. I worked off the corner of his desk. For the first 3 months I worked for him, I had no idea what I was doing. And the patience and kindness and generosity, I couldn't do that for somebody now. I couldn't. You know, I need somebody to come in and kind of have an idea where they're going right now, you know, and
Right.
he did that for me. And completely humbling. You know, then obviously, too, to watch his evolution as a coach, who somebody went from this tireless worker, fearless recruiter, innovator on offense, creating havoc on defense. These were all at different moments in time,
Yep.
right? They didn't all come at the same time. And I even went away, you know, when he really developed, you know, the 06, 07 teams that went back to back, of how to manage expectations, both for a program that wasn't expected to win it, and for a program that was picked to win. Just to see all that growth and his willingness to evaluate himself on a daily basis, to stay curious and learn from other industry leaders or some guy off the street. I mean, literally, he would take advice and listen to about everybody. It was incredible. His appetite for learning and growth. And then my second time around, just how he became really adept at creating culture, relationships with players, instead of hoping that, you know, a team could have that magic chemistry. He really started diving into the guys, the personnel, transferring into recruiting, making sure we're getting the right guys on the bus, and see if we couldn't be very deliberate and intentional at creating really good culture, really good chemistry, when the guys actually cared about each other more than themselves every year. And so, yeah, Billy's probably the guy that, for me, who has had the biggest impact on a daily basis for me.
How would you say your coaching style has evolved from South Alabama until now at Tennessee Tech?
I think there's still some similarities in style in terms of liking to stretch the floor defensively. Much more understanding now of how to shrink the floor up in the half court. My awareness of that has gone to another level. I think also from an offensive standpoint, instead of realizing that as coaches you don't really have a lot of control in terms of like wanting to call plays and do this, do that. I would much rather teach the guys how to play,
Yep.
allowing practice and to get messy with an understanding that's how the game is going to be. It's going to get messy. That I can't check in and help. So it's really important how we train so that the guys have an understanding of how to work themselves out of it. It's been a really big transition in how to practice, how to develop skill. Developing skill and areas of choice are two totally different things. You don't choose to be a three-point shooter. You develop that skill.
Right.
You can choose to have a great attitude. That can change overnight. You can go from a 0, terrible attitude, to a 10, a great attitude, just choice.
Yep.
You can use your manners even when you don't want to. When it comes to skill, that is a slow, hard slug. You're not going to go from a 0 as a three-point shooter to a 10. It's not going to happen.
Right.
In all reality, you'll probably jump 2 spots. So if you're a 6 as a three-point shooter, you probably won't get to a 10, but we got a good shot if we work really hard and train correctly to get you to an 8. People will invest in an 8. And I think that training is important, and how to go about doing that. And so training is one thing, but then the communication of the why, I think that's always been important. But maybe in the past, sometimes you can get away with not. You have no shot of not communicating the why to me now. It has to be done.
Yeah.
So communication is only good if somebody else hears it and is able to go through it.
Yep.
I think that's the challenge, I think, for leaders now, is to be very intentional, deliberate, to get staff members who are outstanding lieutenants, who are very tactical, who are really smart and creative with recruiting and game planning, to shape and mold and aim them and let them go do that. And then as the leader, try to keep everybody on point with the big picture of what we're trying to do, how we're trying to do it, why it's important to do it a certain way.
Great. Coach, I got one more question for you. Currently, what do you think is a bigger influence in your coaching style? The style of play in the Ohio Valley or the roster that you have?
You're asking me what dictates my style of play?
Yeah.
Or the roster?
Right.
I would say the roster more than anything else. I think with the way we want to try to do things in terms of being very skillful on the perimeter, but still having a low post presence, at least with one guy. Offensively, defensively, you've got to have at least one guy or more from a defensive perspective in case you go against somebody that has 2 legitimate low post players.
Mm-hmm.
From a defensive and defending and rebounding standpoint. I think this year we were able to probably play more to our identity of how we want to play offensively than we were defensively. And so that's an area where we've really got to grow, just defensively. And I thought we made really good strides offensively from a mindset standpoint, because there came a point in time, probably about midway through the year, where our mentality started changing in a positive way for us that led to better performance offensively. Defensively, I do think sometimes when you lack personnel, because the biggest piece of the defense is being in the correct position.
Oh, yeah.
If you're in the correct position and you have the right type of personnel, size and strength, then it really doesn't matter. The concept was man, press, zone, whatever. There's still a correct place to stand, and they're probably all similar in any of those defenses. But if you're too weak, if you're too small, if you're not a ferocious competitor, it won't even matter if you're staying in the right position.
Right.
So, for us, that'll be something that we need to really look at and develop the players that are in our program, do a good job recruiting, personnel from a size and strength standpoint, athleticism standpoint. But then also, the third piece of that is, and none of these all, recruiting,
Yeah.
in terms of building a program, building a family, building a company. They happen in stages. So year one was about us establishing a culture and a mindset of how we're going to go about doing things. And unfortunately, for the coronavirus, it slowed down everybody's player development.
Yeah.
And we're obviously in the middle of recruiting. But those are all things I think that every program's working on, and they're critical to performance and trying to have a chance to have, repeat success of the past.
Well, Coach, I really appreciate your time. You've been fantastic. And like I said, I hope you guys stay safe and look forward to watching Tennessee Tech next season.
No, I appreciate your time, and you stay safe and healthy as well.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye-bye.